Welcome back to Aromas by Miles. This is my On the Road series where you find out what new fragrances I've found in my travels and then put in the treasure chest. So stay tuned and we'll find out what 9 new fragrances I've added to my collection. Hi, frag fans. Welcome back. This is Aromas by Miles and I'm Miles. Thanks for joining us on this slow dance around the fragrance world. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to call this Aromas on the Road, and I'll explain a little bit about what that means in just a second. But as most of you guys know, I travel quite a bit, and it's difficult when I get the urge to buy a fragrance. It's hard to figure out where to send it, especially when I do it online. I'm either out of the country or I'm not in one place long enough to collect it. So I have a central repository, if you will, in Texas. And every time I buy a fragrance online, it gets sent to there. So when I finally make it back to Texas in this particular place, I've got this treasure trove of fragrances, boxes of these fragrances to unbox and to look at and to smell and to try. And it's pretty exciting for me. It's a great way to do it actually, but it's also practical. Unfortunately, sometimes it's difficult because some of the discount houses uh, are now starting to require signatures and that sort of thing. And those guys come in the middle of the day, and I mean, there's nobody there, right? So then some of them they end up in the CVS pharmacy, and some of them end up somewhere else, and some of them end up just going back. So it's pretty frustrating in that way. But it's still, for me, it's still the only way I can really add to my collection and experiment with new fragrances. So I'm going to tell you my latest haul, which I've got 9 fragrances here. Most of them are new to me. A couple of them are replacements, or one of them is a replacement. And I'm pretty excited about telling you guys about them. And it's just a way to continue to grow. So I hope that you guys remember I'm a one-man band, and I don't have a production crew or a camera crew or editors or any of that stuff. So if there's any mistakes in here, technical glitches or whatever, it's all on me. And also remember that I hope you like and subscribe to the video, because I don't do this for a living. It's important because it's a way to expose and to try and raise some money for a great charity by the name of Medic Outpost. And I'm telling you this now in case somebody's trying to climb through your back bedroom window, or there's an earthquake and you're running out of the house. Maybe you won't finish the video. I hope you do, but there's more information at the end. Anyway, let's get jumping. The first one I want to tell you about is a Joe Malone fragrance. It's in that Game of Spades line, and it's Moon. And Moon's pretty interesting. It's very sophisticated. It's got some soft florals, a little bit of creamy woods to it, and there's some musk in it in the dry down as well. But the musk isn't too animalistic. It's very well done, I think. And I think it's a very good line. I know it gets a lot of hype. This is obviously going to be a winter scent or cooler weather evening scent. It's worth taking a look at, and I'm going to give you the prices on all of these too. So this one was $65. I'm not going to tell you what discounter I bought it at. Probably get me in trouble, but $65 for that one, and that's Moon. This one, and this is Full House. I guess I should show you the bottle. Full House, and it's spices and some citrus, a little bit of warm woods as well. It's pretty energetic. It's a good warm weather scent. Probably, I don't know if it hold up in the Texas heat or not, but you could probably wear it midway through the spring. Let me see what this one. I've never done this before, but that's a pretty good way to do it actually. It's pretty energetic. I think it's something you could definitely take a look at for those warmer months. Give it a shot. And what did I pay for this one? I paid $71 for this one at discounter. So I think they normally retail for about $130 to $150 depending on where you buy them. But the discounters, it's always a great way to go. And on the other cheaper end, this is my first foray into the Dumont line, and this is Dumont Red, and it's citrus and spices and some woody notes with a little bit of musk in the dry down. Make sure I don't hit myself in the eye. And this got a wide sprayer. This one's gotten some hype, and there's another one, I can't remember what the name of it is, but this is my first Dumont fragrance. So that's Nitro Red. And it's actually a really good scent. It'd be a great everyday kind of a scent. It's not going to break the bank. I paid $33 for this one, again at discounters, and I'm very pleased with it. I've worn it 2 or 3 times. It holds up pretty well in the heat. Right now I'm in Central America, so it's rainy, but it's not too terribly hot, but it's held up really, really well. All right, the next one I've always wanted to get. I've always wanted to try this line. I actually have the Discovery set. I haven't gotten to it yet, and that's going to be one of the videos in the Discovery series. But this one's Fat Electrician. I don't know if you guys can see that. And Fat Electrician has gotten tons of hype along with all these other odd fragrances from Attaque Libre d'Orange, I guess is how you say it. I'm certainly not a French speaker, but this is a quirky little fragrance that it's got some myrrh and some vanilla. It's really a vanilla forward fragrance, I think you could say. It's good. It's good. I don't even think this is a 50 ml bottle. Here, I don't think this is a 50 ml bottle. There's vetiver in here too, but it's a fun fragrance. It's kind of a twist on some of those vanilla fragrances that are out there. This one's more expensive than I thought it would be, honestly. At discounters, I paid $104 for this tiny ass bottle. I'll let you guys in on a little secret. Most of these fragrances that I buy, I have a horrible habit of coming back from dinner or drinks with friends or something, and maybe I've had a little too much, and I get on the internet and start looking at the prices and what's available. There's so many fragrances out there, and then I end up buying these things, and a lot of times I probably should pay more attention and not push that order now button until the next day, but that's just me. That's how I roll. So anyway, the next one, I have never had a Tiziana Terenzi fragrance, and this one is Ursa. And Ursa is a dark, spicy, kind of boozy fragrance, but the opening, I did not like it in the opening. I didn't like it at all. I had sampled it before, but one of those other deals. Maybe it was 3 months ago, and I thought I liked it and wasn't sure. But again, it's dark and boozy. It's got some rum, some dried fruits, patchouli, and incense. So it's definitely a cooler weather fragrance. But that opening, maybe it's raisins. I mean, dried raisins. I'm not a raisin fan, so that initial opening was not very good. In my opinion, I didn't like it. But the dry down, once you got past the dry down, it was really, really nice, and all the way through, it's a absolute performer. Longevity's great, 8 to 10 hours. And after, I don't spray myself in the face. Yeah, that opening is just woo. But after 10 minutes or so, it's absolutely excellent. And this is the most expensive one that I bought next to Creed Aventus, and it was $140. And it's complex. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here. There's a lot of notes. I'm not going to kill you with a bunch of notes, but it's my first foray into Tiziana Terenzi, and I'm going to start experimenting a little more with that fragrance. The next one, launched in 2010, the ever famous Creed Aventus, not the Aventus Absolute. This is the Parfum. And I had this fragrance before, and it was destroyed in an earthquake down there in Central America a few months ago. I'm going to do a video on that little thing. My higher end collection took a little bit of a beating because they were the fragrances that were closest to the shelf openings or the shelf edges over here. You'll notice now that some of these are in boxes and trays now, so they can't fall out on the table. But I've had this before, and it's a fantastic fragrance. Pineapple, very fruity, some birch. It's got oak moss, and this one hasn't changed at all. I prefer this one over the Absolute, but this isn't cheap, and the hype has just made it unreal. But the disc, I got this at a pretty good deal. I got this at $225, which again is a ton of money, but it's a classic. I mean, you have to have it in your collection if you're gonna really say you're a collector. And I don't know if I'm a collector or not, but this is a super excellent fragrance, one that has gotten me compliments in the past. All right, let's see what the next one is. The next one's Montal, and I like the House of Montal. I have 5 or 6 of their fragrances, and they Amore Cafe and all, they go all over the place. This one is Arabian's Tonka, and that's my first shot at that. And it's got a lot of oud. Obviously, it's got Tonka. It's Tonka in the name, but it's oud. It's a little bit dark fragrance, but it's the quality of the ingredients are excellent, and it's again that spicy oud. It's got a little bit of rose in it and some saffron too. Uh, Again, it's a cooler weather fragrance. Sorry, it's a cooler weather fragrance. And Montale has these screwy little key things that are kind of fun, make a little bit of noise. A bunch of these fell off the shelf during the earthquake, and none of them broke, and they're all functioning. So this is again evening wear. Uh, I've worn this I think twice, maybe 3 times now, and I'm pushing it because it's still really hot in Texas when I go back there, or when I'm traveling other places. I always seem to gravitate toward those places that are hotter than shit. So I can't wait to try that one in the winter, and I paid $105 for that one. All right, and the next one, some of you guys are going to go, "What did you do that for?" But I've heard about this fragrance all my fragrance life, if you want to call it that, which has been several years, inspired by the love story of the Taj Mahal. This is Shalimar, and I know you guys are going, "Huh? Shalimar? That's a woman's fragrance." Well, it it does lean a little bit feminine, but for years I've heard that, oh yeah, guys can wear this, like guys can, it's really unisex. Maybe it leans a little bit feminine, but I thought I'd give it a try. I mean, it was $107, not cheap at all. But honestly, I really like it. It's got iris, vanilla, bergamot, obviously, and it's a smooth uh, fragrance with no sharp edges. Certainly, it's does lean a little bit feminine, and I can't wait to let a girlfriend put this on. But I've worn it twice now, and it's got pretty good staying power. It's kind of a skin scent. It's close to the skin, but again, it's a woman's fragrance, so I guess I could glop a little more on. But this 50 ml thing was $107 at discounter, so I'll be a little bit careful with that. It's smoky and powdery. You could wear it. You could wear it in the spring, I think, when it's just starting to turn cooler, and then I don't think it's a heavy winter scent, but anyway, I thought I'd pull the trigger on it. It's legendary. It's been around for over 100 years, Shalimar by Guerlain. So there you go. And the last one, there's a little bit of a story behind the last one. The last one is Mandarin Sky, the most gaudy bottle on the face of the earth. This is an Aromas fragrance. It's a cologne. It smells like a whole bunch of fragrances to me, but I gotta say the opening on this was really, really interesting. It's, obviously citrus. It's got some vanilla in it. Let me see if I can find what the notes are here. What they say the notes are. Yeah, neroli, bergamot, a little bit of herb. I don't get any herb out of it. The fresh citrus, the opening is really a banger. I mean, I really, really like it. And I was at the mall in Houston at the Galleria Mall, fancy hotsy-totsy mall in Houston, Texas. And, there's those kiosks in the middle of the thing. And for some reason, I ended up having to walk by this guy over and over again. And he's hawking this thing at me every time I walk by. So finally, at the end of it, I said, okay, I'll go sniff it. And I really liked it. And, I didn't want to tell him because I wasn't going to pay retail for it. But I immediately went back and bought this thing, and I paid what did I pay? $33 for this thing. And this is one of the best summer scents, warm weather scents I think you're ever going to find. I'm super happy with it. So again, that's Mandarin Sky by Aromas, and super happy. And anyway, that's my 9 fragrances. I know it's nothing I do is ever quick, but I don't want to call it a haul. That's my treasure chest for this set of travel. I'll have another one when I get back, and I'll do another one of these. I wrap these things up in bubble wrap and stick them in my luggage all over the place and mix them up because I'm always worried about customs, and especially in Latin America, you never know who you're going to get, and they want to look at it and they're thinking you're trying to sell it. So I got all these things, and they weigh a ton when you have about 10 or 15 of them. So anyway, that's my story with my treasure chest, my travel treasure chest. So thanks for tuning in. I hope everybody's doing wonderful out there, and please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 3 subscribers now. That's not hard. Somebody take a hit for the team here. 3 subscribers, and everything that happens good out of this goes to the Medic Outpost nonprofit. So I hope everyone has a wonderful time. I'll see you at the next one, and take a look at the discovery sets. I mean, they're, again, quality. I'm a one-man band. The quality may not be good, but try and pull out a little bit of information if it doesn't distract you too much. Take care. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Aromas by Miles. As most of you know, this channel is really dedicated to supporting the Medic Outpost nonprofit, which is a small nonprofit that supports healthcare workers and first responders in remote areas around the world. Anything that comes from this channel is going to go directly to that. So I hope you try and help me expose this wonderful charity and everything they do, and continue to watch Aromas by Miles. Thank you.